Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Richardson, and welcome to a little quick lesson that I'm going to do. I'm excited for this. We are going to talk about something pretty cool, something that is important to me in my positive psychology class, and that is something called happiness. And specifically, we're going to look at something called the Hamburger model of happiness. This has to do with something called positive psychology. And if you are watching this right now and wondering why I'm being so non-specific, you might be one of my students who's watching this on our classroom. But if you're not watching this on our classroom, if you're watching this where I've posted it to YouTube, welcome to a quick little glimpse into what my classroom will be like in this virtual year. We're going to talk about this thing called the Hamburger model of happiness because the language in this model is really important for my positive psychology class. There are a bunch of different types of happiness and a bunch of different things that aren't happiness, and we need to know what they're called. So in this model, we're going to talk about four types of happiness, and we're going to give them some names. And I'm also an English teacher, so I have to do some metaphors. So the metaphor is going to be hamburgers. Everybody likes hamburgers, so that should be an easy metaphor. I'm also trying to do this in one take because I am not good at editing video software, so please forgive any mistakes I make. I'm doing this in one take, so here we go. Let's talk about hamburgers and happiness. Those two things go together pretty well. Let's look at the Hamburger model of happiness here. I'm going to make my face a little bit smaller, and we'll come back to this as we go. Let's also get this up into a better full screen. So, the Hamburger model of happiness. What does it look like? What is it? Well, the Hamburger model of the happiness has to do with hamburgers, and it also has to do with happiness. I am going to go through these types of hamburgers and compare them to some types of happiness. And don't worry, I have real hamburgers that we're going to use to explain this. They are sitting right next to me. I get to eat them. You get to watch me eat them, and we're going to have a great time because of it. Mostly me. So let's start with a diagram. We've got four arrows here. If you've ever been in a math class or a science class, you probably recognize these four arrows. We have an x-axis and a y-axis. On one end, we have a benefit-detriment line. Benefit meaning something that's good for you, detriment meaning something that's bad for you. On the other line, we also have a benefit-detriment analysis, something that's good for you, something that's bad for you. So what's the difference between this one and that one? The y-axis is future benefit and detriment. The x-axis is our present benefit versus detriment. So if something is good for us in the future, it's something that we're going to be analyzing on our y-axis like this. If something is good for us or bad for us in the present, it's something that we are going to analyze on our x-axis. And just to give an example, something like exercising, if you don't like exercising, but you know it's good for you, that's something that would be a detriment in the present, so detriment right here in the present, but it would be a benefit for you in the future. And so something like exercising for someone who doesn't like exercising would fall somewhere in here on the graph because it is a present detriment and a future benefit. So what we're going to do with this graph is we're going to talk about some hamburgers and where they fall on the present, future, benefit, detriment spectrum. And then we're obviously going to take those hamburgers and we're going to talk about what they mean in real life. It's all going to be a metaphor. So let's start with our first burger. I'm going to go to the bottom right here. What kind of burger is really good for you in the present, but kind of bad for you in the long run? Well, that would be a lot of burgers. In fact, that would be any burger you can go down the street and get at your local junk food place. A junk food burger is that type of burger that's super tasty in the present, but is going to come back to bite you. And just for you guys, I'm going to have this burger come back to bite me later. This is a double quarter pounder. I'm not going to name brands, but I think you can guess where this came from. And this is a really, really tasty burger. Let me just take a look. Take a look at this burger. It just looks good all around. I'm sorry, I'm gonna That's a really good burger. This lesson was such a good idea. That's a really delicious burger. I'm kind of a burger snob, and even that being a fast food burger, it's really, really good. It's got everything you want. It's got a nice meaty patty. It's got the pickles, the onions, the lettuce. It's got everything. But here's the thing about this burger. When I was going through the drive-thru, I looked up at the screen and I saw how many calories are in that burger. That burger is about a quarter to maybe a third of your daily intake of calories on its own. It's not a healthy burger. It's a very fattening, very oiled up, greased up burger. It's delicious, but it is not a burger that is good for you in the long run. So that junk food burger benefits you in the moment. You have this moment that is wonderful, but then later you might feel in the pit of your stomach that heavy feeling of eating too much food. Or if you choose to eat this burger all the time, you're probably going to start gaining weight. And that is the drawback of a burger that is a benefit right now, but a detriment in the long run. So we put that burger in the bottom right. For the future, it's detrimental. But right now, it is a benefit. So that's one burger. I really want to go back to that burger. Sorry. Got to get one more. That's what these burgers do to you. You get addicted to them. That's why they're in the bottom right. So, what's the opposite of this burger? I'll show you what the opposite of this burger is. The opposite of this burger would be the healthy burger, the veggie burger. A little something like this. This is a very healthy burger. Notice I haven't even put a bun on it, because if you were vegetarian, vegan, and you were doing it for health reasons, you might be avoiding carbs too. So you're not going to put a bun on this. This is as healthy as it gets. I'm going to be refined here, and I'm going to eat it with a fork, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about this burger. Here we go. That is not a tasty burger. I don't like the taste of that burger. So that's a set of mushroom corn bean burgers that I've had sitting in my freezer for about 3 weeks. And I'm having a really hard time working through them because I still have the taste in my mouth. That is not a tasty burger. I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed this burger. However, you can probably already see where I'm going with this. This burger is a choice for your future. This is a burger that later tonight isn't going to put me in the bathroom for an hour. This is a burger that if I were to eat it every day, and I were also exercising and making other good choices, I'm probably going to lose weight. So this is a healthy burger. This is a burger that you want to eat in the long run. But here's the thing. It's really gross, and I don't want to eat it right now. And in the present, that's what these burgers are like. I mean, look at this. It looks like veggies. I don't want this burger. Don't want to eat it. So on two ends of the spectrum, down, move my face again here, right here, we have the junk food burger. And then up here, we have the healthy burger. And they're opposites. One brings us joy in the moment. One brings us joy in the long run. And they do the opposite of their respective good things. So if you're enjoying it in the moment, the junk food burger is going to bring you negative feelings in the long run. And with the healthy burger, you're not going to enjoy it in the moment, but you might see some health benefits in the future. So that's kind of one dichotomy, healthy versus unhealthy. But both of them are good in some way. Let's talk about the type of burger that's not good in any way. That's our burger all the way over here in the bottom left. And that's going to be the worst burger. It's kind of hard to describe this because you don't often come across burgers this bad. And in the interest of protecting the brand identity of this burger that I've got here, I'm not going to name where it's from, but you might be able to guess based on what it looks like. This is my worst burger. Let me hold it up to you so you can kind of see a little bit about what's so bad about this burger. This is a very small, spongy burger. Let's do a little cross section, shall we? I'm going to open it up for you here. Here's the, oh gosh. Here's the inside of this burger. This is not a good burger. It has been microwaved because those are the instructions on the package. And I'm dreading taking this bite, but I'm going to do it for education for you people. That's a really bad burger. I didn't like any of that. You can't really even tell where the bread stops and the patty begins. It's just this mush that is vaguely meat oriented, but it's disgusting. That is a disgusting burger right there. You do not want a bite of that. So that burger came from a specific chain that some people like. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I don't want to put anybody down. That specific burger, though, that one is the store-bought frozen version of this chain's burger. And it's disgusting, and I don't want to eat it anymore. Right now, in the moment, it doesn't bring me any benefit because it's not a tasty burger. It's a gross burger. Feels gross as you're eating it. In the future, though, it's not going to bring me any benefit either because it's not a healthy burger. It is a fast food burger that is just bad. It's the worst burger. So it's detrimental now. It's detrimental later. Hang on to this because the reason we're talking about this terrible burger is going to make more sense when we put some labels on this and happiness. All right. So we've talked about a burger that's good in the moment, but bad in the long run. A burger that's bad in the long run, but good in the moment. And we've talked about a burger that is neither, that is just bad outright. So there's only one burger left. And if the worst burger is our bottom left, then I think you can guess our top right is the best burger. So let's check out the ultimate burger. Ta-da! I don't have an ultimate burger. I don't have one with me. And that's because the ultimate burger is hard to find. So I've drawn a picture of my ultimate burger, and I'm going to talk for a second here about what's in my ultimate burger. It is a delicious burger, not unlike the fast food burger. But for me personally, and this is different for every person, my ultimate burger is not a beef burger. I know that's sacrilege to say that. That's terrible. I am a burger person. But my favorite burger is not a beef burger. You know what it is? It's a turkey burger with avocado on it. That's my perfect burger. And if I'm really feeling it, maybe even an egg too. And I have had that burger before at a restaurant I really like in Holland. Not going to throw out any brand names, but if you are in my class, you can ask me at a different time and I'll tell you all about it. I've had that burger. Turkey, avocado, and egg. That's a powerful, powerful burger. You got the protein from the turkey, the protein from the egg, and a healthy fat from the avocado. That's a healthy type of fat. And so eating that burger is going to be a really good trade-off for calories to energy. It is a healthier type of fat, both because of the turkey, which is a leaner meat than beef, and because of the avocado and the egg. You're talking about just a really powerful burger. And for me personally, it's got the best of everything. That's going to be a burger that is delicious for me to eat and is going to be good for me in the long run. I probably still shouldn't be eating burgers every single day, but that's a pretty good burger, maybe once a week. It's a nice little power-packed burger. As long as I'm exercising as well, that should be a good burger. I wish I could take a bite of this, but I can't right now because I don't have it. So I've been talking now for a few minutes about these different categories. We've got the healthy burger, the best burger, the junk food burger, and the worst burger. All of them have a role, and all of them are metaphors for a type of happiness. Let's put some labels on these, shall we? So let's start where we started originally with the junk food burger. What type of happiness is that happiness that is beneficial in the moment, but is detrimental in the long run? We call that hedonism. Hedonism is the search for momentary pleasures. Let's get some notes up in front of me here. The search for momentary pleasures. Hedonistic lifestyle is all about looking for things that just bring you pleasure in the moment, but maybe aren't good for you in the long run. Things like eating junk food, things like binging drugs or alcohol. These are things that in the moment might bring some kind of momentary happiness, but in the long run are unquestionably not good for you. So hedonistic lifestyle is bad. We don't want to do that, even though there's a happiness involved in it. The happiness is not long lasting, it's not fulfilling, and ultimately it is unhealthy. It's something that's going to bring down your happiness eventually, later. And we see that with all sorts of hedonistic choices. So you have to be careful when you're doing things that you know in the long run can be unhealthy for you. So that's our junk food burger, and that's our hedonism lifestyle. Our next one, our healthy veggie burger, it isn't just a good thing. We call this the rat race. There's a couple other names. We sometimes call this the rat race. And the corresponding idea is that we've got this tasteless vegetarian burger. And that represents what it's like to make all your decisions for the future. If you are the type of person who lives this rat race lifestyle where every decision you make is about a better future, when do you get to be happy? Do you ever get to be happy? Because people who really subscribe to the rat race lifestyle of always looking to the future don't ever get to enjoy the moment. And if you're never going to enjoy the moment, what's the point of trying to improve your future? You're not going to get to enjoy it. So why do it? There are absolutely moments where this is the right way to go, where thinking about your future is a good thing. If you're in high school right now, you get told to do this a lot. You get told to study so that you'll do well on the test later. You get told to sleep now so that you'll wake up refreshed in the morning. But if you're always doing that, you never get to enjoy it. So we call that one the rat race lifestyle. Our bottom left, the worst burger, is represented by something called nihilism. Nihilism is a unique archetype of happiness, and I'm going to really put happiness in quotes because nihilism really isn't happiness. You are not enjoying things in the present, and you're not enjoying things in the future. Things aren't good for you now or later. And so this third type, nihilism, is kind of the person who has lost the lust for life, who doesn't have any happiness now or later. This burger is a nihilistic burger in that when I eat it, it's not good for me now, and it's not good for me later. I don't want this burger ever. So someone who's living a nihilistic lifestyle is someone who's essentially given up. The pleasure that someone might take in a nihilistic lifestyle is looking at negative things and almost feeling like they deserve it, or that there's no possible way to escape the negative. It's sometimes called cutting off your nose to spite your face. When you see that things are bad, you choose to accept that that's just how they have to be. And that's not a great way to live either. On this whole chart, nihilism is arguably the least likely to net you any happiness in life. I don't even know if that's arguable. I mean, I think based on this metaphor, it really is. This burger over here sucked. Okay, so that leaves the best burger. The best burger we just simply label happiness. True happiness, not momentary happiness like hedonism, not future happiness like the rat race, and not the lack of happiness like nihilism, but the best burger, this challenging burger to find, is true happiness. And just like this burger is hard to find, true happiness can also be a challenge to find. For me to find that burger, like I said, I have to go to a very specific restaurant in Holland. When I do, though, when I put in that effort to get that very special burger, I enjoy it both now and later. That is what the goal is when we're talking about positive psychology. We're talking about finding the middle ground between choices that are future-oriented and living in the moment. Both of those things are incredibly hard to do. It's really hard to look to the future and to say, I'm going to make a positive choice and forget the moment right now. And it's equally hard to look at the moment right now and say, even though I've got stresses and concerns about my future, I'm going to enjoy this moment. And it's even harder to do both of those things at the same time. So what this class is going to focus on is finding that route to happiness and finding how you get there. Because based on this model, you have to do the other two things every now and then. You have to have moments of that hedonism, and you have to have moments of that rat race. But you also have to monitor yourself to make sure that you're doing it in a healthy way. There really isn't any way to get to here on the graph. What I mean by that is the top right, the absolute most top right. That's really hard to do. But it is easy enough to try and get yourself somewhere in this quadrant. So our goal in this class is to understand, how do we find the happy medium that gets us into that upper right quadrant? If you're one of my students watching this, you need to know these terms: rat race, happiness, hedonism, nihilism, and you need to understand what the Hamburger model suggests. And also, you're going to need to soon apply it to your life. If you're just a guest with us today and you're watching this because I posted this to Facebook or YouTube, I really hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you get to go out and have some tasty burgers too soon. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us today, and you have yourself a great day. Aim for happiness.